We have tested numerous mini PCs on this channel, all of them with limitations when it comes to gaming. These are systems that, without a dedicated graphics card, can work very well, but fall short when it comes to gaming and don't quite make a great gaming rig. However, I acquired this system that promises to be the gaming computer. Notice that it says gaming right on the cover with LEDs and everything super gaming themed. And as I said, this mini PC promises to be the mini PC killer and a gaming computer. So in this video we're going to reveal if this mini PC really meets expectations or not. Alright guys, let's do this. Today we're going to talk about the Nipogi AM08PRO. It's a mini PC, and now we're going to see all of its features. But as I mentioned earlier, its standout feature, the one that caught my attention and I wanted to test to see if it's true or not, is that they market it as a mini gaming computer that lets you play all the games and much more. So I was really eager to try it out and to see it as well, because in the other mini PCs I have tested, yes, they can perform gaming tasks or let you play games and such, which is mentioned in the reviews, but they are not computers you would buy specifically for gaming, not at all. So, since this computer is marketed as a gaming computer, I was really excited to try it out. Let's do a super quick unboxing. We find a little box that comes with this cover with all the logos and animations, all super gaming themed, and as you can see, it says mini gaming PC, okay? And on the back we have more gaming themed colors and all super gaming. It also includes the technical specifications of this system. Once we open the black box, a super basic black box, we find the computer here, the power cable over here, which I already have connected, and we also have this stand here, which allows us, for example, to mount it under the desk or on a side, so it doesn't have to be on the desk and in the way. And it also includes the instructions and the user manual. Besides this, there's nothing else in the box. It's a simple and super basic packaging option for this gaming PC. First, let's focus on the aesthetics of the device. Here we have a mini PC, but with a different shape and distribution compared to the previous ones we've analyzed. Most of them were square, with a base resting on the desk. In this case, we have a mini PC with a pyramid shape. Here we already have a mini PC with a very different shape, and on the top we have different LEDs, giving us a few hints that this is a mini gaming PC. We have LEDs on the two sidebands, and right in the center the Nipogi logo, which is the brand name, also with LEDs. And right next to this we have something that caught my attention, which is a sort of dial that allows us to switch between different modes. We first have the silent mode, which is for everyday tasks, functions that don't require much effort from the device, mainly much simpler tasks. This reduces the computer's resource consumption, resulting in less power consumption and of course a slower cooling process, making the computer much quieter than it is. The next mode is the auto mode, which adjusts the processor's intensity based on what we demand from it. This mode will make the computer noisier if we demand more from it. The computer will basically run based on the function we asked of it. And finally, we have the performance mode, for times when we need more resources or are performing heavier tasks that require more processing power. Activating this particular mode will make the system consume more power, increase cooling, and consequently it will make the computer make a louder and longer noise. I have to say that in this mode, with the work it does, the system gets noisier, even more than usual compared to what I have seen with other mini PCs, which are generally quite silent. However, in this case, even when performing not so intensive tasks like, for example, using Photoshop, which does require resources but not excessively, or even just browsing the internet, I noticed it makes much more noise than usual, like I said before. Now let's talk about the internal features of this system, which are basically its entrails, what allows this computer exactly to function. Starting with the processor, we have the AMD Ryzen 7, a processor we have seen before on this channel, which works quite well for everyday tasks, office tasks, etc. We will be able to perform all of them without any issues whatsoever. Now, the graphics card on this device is an AMD Radeon 680M, which in this case is a dedicated graphics card, and it's perhaps one of the differentiating points that make this computer able to be marketed as a gaming system. Having a dedicated graphics card theoretically should give us better results. We'll see about that. It also has 32GB of DDR5 RAM. And in terms of storage, this specific model has 512GB, but there's also another version with 1TB. That said, let's go on. I'll tell you about my experience and everything I have been testing and playing with this computer, and I'll let you know how it basically went. Based on its features, most mini PCs I've tested allow us to perform office tasks without any problems. Even more complex tasks like Photoshop, like I said, or video editing can be done well. In this case, it's the same. We can perform these tasks perfectly. Let's focus on the gaming aspect, okay? We assume that it does the other tasks well, and that's the case. Regarding gaming, I've been testing different games, and it's true that many games have different resource requirements and such, and I have noticed that this mini PC performs better than other mini PCs I've tested. However, when playing heavy games like Overwatch or Fortnite at 60 frames per second, it struggles a bit. If you lower it to 30 frames per second, the system performs well, runs smoothly, and is quite fluid. But if you want to push it to the maximum, which is what you look for in a gaming computer, if you buy a gaming computer, you want to play at the maximum settings. Well, in these situations at 60 frames per second or with the highest quality settings, aiming for the best gaming experience, the system does lag and it struggles quite a bit. So, in summary, I can say that we get better performance than other mini PCs that I have tested, but in reality, I wouldn't classify it as a gaming computer. In essence, if you want to play exclusively, as I always say, I wouldn't buy this computer. If you want to play occasionally or do different tasks and, from time to time play a game or two, or play certain games with lower settings, lower requirements, and of course lower frame rates, this will make it easier for the system to run the games. You will be able to play these heavy-duty games. This is my overall feeling and experience. I am not saying it's a bad computer, not at all. I think it's quite a complete system that performs well for everyday tasks, editing tasks, video and image editing, etc. But I wouldn't say it's a gaming computer as such. It is true that given its price and what it offers, it could be an option to consider for those people who want to start gaming and to play occasionally. But as I said, I wouldn't classify it as a gaming computer. Besides this, it seems like a quite complete computer. For example, in terms of connections, on the back we have 2 USB-A ports, 2 HDMI ports, and an Ethernet port. Additionally, we have Wi-Fi 6 connectivity. And on the front, we have 2 more USB-A ports, a 3.5mm jack, and 1 USB-C port. In this case, I would have liked to see 2 USB-C ports or 3 HDMI ports, or 2 HDMI ports and 1 display port. That would have been quite interesting to see. Regarding the dial, I found it to be quite curious, and I think it's mostly marketing, it's more aesthetic, it's a differentiating point with the dial to switch between different modes. But I like it, I found it to be quite interesting. And like I said, in general terms, don't get me wrong, I think it's a good option to consider for its price, which I don't think I mentioned. It's currently on Amazon for 459 euros. If I get a discount or find it cheaper on another marketplace site, I'll put it in the description as I always do. But right now the price is 459 euros for the 512GB version on Amazon. Again, that's the price for the version I have here. The 1TB version costs 659 euros. It depends on what you need. The 512GB version for 459 euros seems very reasonable and interesting to me, and I am telling you, not focusing only on gaming, but overall, it's a computer that performs well. So that's all, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video. I'll be reading and responding to all of your comments below, as I always do. I want to know your opinions. If you know any other mini gaming PCs that claim to be for gaming, let me know in the comments and I'll buy and test them to determine if they really are gaming computers or they are not. That's all for today, guys. See you next time. Bye.